Hey guys, I'm back. Just at this little village that I was working on in the previous video. Have made a couple of minor changes to it since that video. You might see that I did get rid of those 2x2 jungle trees and plant them with the single jungle trees. I do think these look better. And I did read in the comments that you need a 1 block gap around the 2x2 trees for them to grow. So to make them fit a little better and a bit more snuglier into the village and not be too imposing, I yanked those out and put them with the single trees. Certainly save my saplings. I don't have that many of those jungle saplings. I have brought over a couple of villagers and they've already made one baby so far, I think. Not sure where it is though. The villagers do seem to like this building here the most and this one. Oh, there we go. I think this one, yeah, there's a couple that have really bad trades. You look like you are stuck. I'll leave you. I did bring them over through minecarts. I think that's pretty much the only way you can move villages without having excessive water streams or something like that. And hopefully they do start to populate these other buildings. Yeah, so I can have a bit more villagers here and do a bit of trading with them. Now I do plan on having water around this area. So where I have the sand now is where I originally intended on having water. I still think I'll add the water. But I do like the height difference between the sand and this upper level here. So I don't want to put the water on top of the sand. What I think I'll do is I'll lower the sand by 1 more block, then put the water, a 1 block higher water stream over the top of that sand. I think it will look quite nice. And then once I've done that, I'm thinking of having a little entranceway here to a little enchantment area. I did see in the comments from my previous video a request to build an enchantment hall or enchanting area. Now I have created an enchantment hall in a previous video. It was a while ago. I think I'll use similar concepts from that video, but not exactly the same. I don't want a standalone structure for the enchantment hall. I don't have that much room in this area to create standalone buildings. So what I'm thinking of doing is putting it underneath this village. There's a little entrance next to this bridge down here, which I'm thinking of putting a little access way into the enchantment area, which is down there. But I'll put the water here first, maybe put a couple of lily pads so I can walk across down there, and we'll see where we go from there. Alright, see you soon. Right, now this is done. Didn't actually take that long. I did add this little ring of stone around the edges, which I think will look good when the water's in here. So I'll just go grab a bunch of ice and put down this water. There we go, so that's what it looks like with water now. I think it looks alright actually. I do like the light blue colour, so the sand definitely gives it a lighter blue shade. So I'm thinking of still leaving it just one block deep. Let's get started on this little opening here. This is where I still want the enchantment hall. Down in here. I have to think how I'm going to get this down low enough. What I might do is just carve a little opening in here. And then I'll get back to you guys. See you in a minute. Hey guys, I'm back. Just trying to decide where the enchantment table will be. Sort of like this left block position. Then with the roof situation, there is not much room between here and the ground above. You can see this is underneath the house directly above me. But maybe this block here looks better in this room situation. I do plan on having it quite dark in here, so having the roof visible like that doesn't really bother me. So maybe having it where that block is a better position. This ladder here is just beneath the watchtower. That was there from before, and I'll probably extend that down once this room is complete, so you can access it from above as well. So if the enchantment table is where that block is there, then I think that'll look quite nice in this room. So if that's where the enchantment table is going to be, I did bring over a whole bunch of supplies. What do I need? A whole bunch of supplies for making this enchantment room. Shells, need all this stuff basically. Plan on adding a little bit of glowstone, or at least having glowstone underneath the enchantment table. At the moment, with the current lighting, you can see light through the enchantment table. So I do plan on illuminating this area based on that design. So if we put this into context now, this is where I want the enchantment table. I think that'll look okay, even though I can't really extend, can't take out these blocks because that is ground level there. I still think this will work out okay. If not, I'll probably have to move it all over by 1 or 2 blocks, but I don't want to go too far to the left here because then it doesn't really look centered enough in this room. I do want when you come in here that you can see the enchantment table quite easily, so I am thinking of leaving it there for now. Okay, so what I'm thinking of doing is creating, let's see here, let's have bookshelves at this height level here, and then I'll use pistons to push them up to activate this area. Hopefully I've got enough. Yep, that should work. I don't have silk touch, so I don't really want to place these incorrectly. And I might have just done that, have I? No. something like that. So the idea is that you'll come in, activate maybe a pressure plate here, which will push up these bookshelves. Now you should only need 15 bookshelves now to give you level 30. So my previous enchantment room design, I had 2 levels, but that was based on the old concept when you needed 50 levels or whatever it was. So there's only 30 levels now required. You only need 1, bookshelves like this. So what I'll need to do is add pistons underneath all of these, then I'll be back in a sec. Alrighty, so now that I have these pistons, I have to think about how do I power these bad boys. Take a look what it would look like. I do plan on having some of this covered up somewhere. Actually, what I'll do is I'll have a pressure plate here. Perfect. A bit of background storm noise. Okay, now I do plan on making some of this out of sandstone. Quite nice working with sandstone. Now what I'm thinking of doing is having a pressure plate above this block here. We just take a look at that looks like. That means I need to have this block here receive power. Now what I want to do is have all pistons activate at the same time without any delay. So that will be a challenge doing it with space constraints. But I've got a few ideas on how to do that. Let's try something like this. Power these first ones. Here the redstone will travel underneath this piston, so when this redstone here is activated, it should power these 2 pistons. And when the redstone signal is powered down to these blocks, it should power the ones in the corner here. The ones in the corner, I think, will be the most difficult to power with the space constraints. So let's get some of this stuff test run. Yep. Now the difficult parts. Alrighty, now what I'm thinking of doing is power this block somehow. Maybe something like this. Now to power this block up here, challenge is I do want to place half slabs at high level. That means I need to place redstone at that level. Now what this should do, so this redstone should power this block and travel up to this half slab and power this piston in the corner. I think. I'll test that in a second. But that's the theory anyway. Let's see what this looks like. but I do want all of them to activate at once. So how do I power these other blocks? Okay. So I need to power these pistons first. So to do that, I'm going to have to do that from the other side here. So maybe something like this. Get down here. I'll have to think about getting power down there. I can't send piston down there because of that. I could add a block here. Maybe. In fact, what does that power? Like it does anything different. What I'll do is I'll play around with this, and I'll get back to you in a sec once I've figured this redstone out. It shouldn't take too long. This should actually do it, I think. Moment of truth. Oh yeah. Okay. Now, I want one of these for now. And should have enough. It was actually quicker than I was expecting. Okay. Place half slabs around here. This should, damn it. This should illuminate this area. There you go. So this is getting light through the enchantment table. Now the difficult part is covering up this area so I don't flood it with water. So what I could do is just see what it looks like. A ring of sandstone. So bad. Now if I want water, at what level? Water's going to be at this this block light. So water's coming up to there. The question is, can I have something like this all the way around? I think this will work fine. Bring enough. I might replace this sandstone with smooth sandstone, but I'll do that towards the end if I choose to do so. It's always the difficult part in something like this to functional side of it work, then you worry about the cosmetics. Now if water gets into here, it's going to flood the whole area and wash out that redstone, but it's pretty simple redstone. I'm not concerned. Well, that was a lot quicker and simpler than I was expecting, so I'll patch up and tidy up this remaining area. I'll probably put a cap around this height level here and put regular sand. I might even replace this with regular sand to see what it looks like. So I'll do that. I should be able to, yeah. There's not too many blocks here I can remove. There is water above here, as you can see, dripping down there. So I'll have to see how many blocks I can remove. Flood this whole area again. Okay, I'll get cracking with finishing this off, and I'll be back once it's done. Alright guys, I'm pretty much done now. Put down sand. I did replace that ring of sandstone down here with sand. I think that'll add a better look once the water is filled in here. I might poke through a little gaps here to the outside, but I'll fill this with water first. So let's grab some ice. Now, I'm not sure if you guys know the best way to fill a place with water, but I find this to be one of the easiest. So let's add some of these. So the idea is that you'll be able to jump down in here pretty easily and walk out. Something like this, maybe. Might have looked a little bit better if this was down an extra block, so there was a 3 or 4 block gap here. But what can you do when you've got space constraints? Not sure what these ones would look like, but I'll leave them for now, and I might remove them later. I was just wondering what other block colors might look like around this ring here. Just wondering if this sandstone just makes it stand out too much. I mean, ideally I wouldn't want this at all, but I do need a block here, at least a half slab. I think a half slab would look kind of funny. So would a stair, with the way it would join with the water. So, the dark green looks okay. I'm wondering if grass would just look better though. Alright, I think I'm pretty happy with the way it's turned out now. I did add a couple of pumpkins just to light up this area a little bit more. I think it looks better actually, with a bit more light and not being enough light. Grass certainly looks a lot better in my opinion. I do like just having these bits of grass growing out of it as well, just make it look a bit overgrown. Like a lost area of the village maybe. I did extend down this ladder, so you should be able now to come up and access from up here. There you go. And I think the vines do look good. I think they match the overgrown look down here and the cave-ish kind of feel. I might change the position of some of these lily pads, but I think overall it looks quite good. Get up here. Let's take a look from up here. Oh my goodness. There we go. Alrighty. What do we think? I like it. Let's just take a look from the outside here. I did open up a couple of these areas, but I haven't looked from this side. I do like how you can see through to it there. Yeah, I like that kind of look. Cool. I'm pleased how that turned out. Hopefully you guys like that build. It's a long video, long build, but I wanted to bring you guys along with the whole journey and the thought process around how to shape this area and what kind of process I go through when I make builds. May not be the most entertaining video, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you liked it, give it a like, and yeah, leave a comment if you got any suggestions for future builds. I did make this build based off a couple of comments around creating an enchantment hall. So hopefully you guys are happy with what I've come up with here. And yeah, if you've got any other suggestions, let me know. Alright, see you guys soon. Cheers.